all different players. We've had a wonderful few days at the Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025, and I'm here to get the big highlights and takeaways. The Bharat Mobility Global Expo was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi with a very inspirational opening address. The second edition of the Expo is witnessing over 100 launches of automobiles, and the Prime Minister's address hit the nail on the head when he said that India's auto sector reflects the aspirations of its people. Here's a clip from the Honorable Prime Minister's address at Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025.
साथियों, आज का भारत एस्पिरेशन से भरा हुआ है, युवा ऊर्जा से भरा हुआ है। यही एस्पिरेशंस हमें भारत की ऑटोमोटिव इंडस्ट्री में दिखाई देती हैं। बीते साल में भारत की ऑटो इंडस्ट्री करीब 12% की ग्रोथ से आगे बढ़ी है। मेक इन इंडिया, मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड के मंत्र पर चलते हुए अब एक्सपोर्ट भी बढ़ रहा है। इतनी तो दुनिया के कई देशों की पॉपुलेशन नहीं है जितनी हर साल भारत में गाड़ियां बिक रही हैं। बीते कुछ सालों से इलेक्ट्रिक मोबिलिटी को लेकर भारत में बहुत तेज ग्रोथ देखी जा रही है। बीते दशक में इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल की बिक्री में 640 गुना की वृद्धि हुई है। 640 गुना। 10 साल पहले जहां एक साल में सिर्फ 2600 के आसपास इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल बिके थे, वर्ष 2024 में 16,80,000 से ज्यादा व्हीकल बिके हैं। यानी 10 साल पहले जितने इलेक्ट्रिकल व्हीकल पूरे साल में बिकते थे, आज उससे भी 2 गुने इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल सिर्फ एक दिन में बिक रहे हैं। अनुमान है कि इस दशक के अंत तक भारत में इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल्स की संख्या 8 गुना तक बढ़ सकती है। ये दिखाता है कि इस सेगमेंट में आपके लिए कितनी ज्यादा संभावनाएं बढ़ रही है। साथियों, देश में इलेक्ट्रिक मोबिलिटी के विस्तार के लिए सरकार लगातार पॉलिसी डिसीजंस ले रही है, इंडस्ट्री को सपोर्ट कर रही है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi kicked off India's largest auto event, which is hosting some of the world's biggest automakers at 3 different locations across the national capital region. Leading India's hybrid push from the front is Japanese car maker Toyota. Republic spoke to Vikram Gulati, country head and executive vice president corporate affairs and governance at Toyota.
The policies have been very progressive. Government has made huge investments in terms of incentivizing the production through the PLI scheme. They've made huge impact in terms of demand creation through the FAME scheme, which just culminated, and the e-drive scheme now. There's been a very large number of purchase by the government of electric buses. Now the government is putting in the government approach has been very holistic, very encouraging. Toyota's all about looking at sustainability as our future. I mean, our logo is Happier Paths Together. The reason why we're saying that is what you see here is the multiple technology pathway. We believe going ahead, all of these green technologies, whether it is battery electric vehicle or plug-in hybrid or hydrogen or a strong hybrid or a flex fuel plug-in hybrid, all of these technologies are going to be needed because the growth of the market is so huge and current penetration of EVs and hybrids is quite in the nascent phase. So our showcasing here is that Toyota has all the green technologies. It has these technologies so that the unique requirements of consumers and different contexts in different countries can be fully addressed.
Republic Auto had a chance to catch up with Tanmay Bhattacharya, EVP Lexus Sales and Marketing. With its dazzling LFZC concept and ROV, Lexus has been stealing the show at the expo.
Initially we told it will be 100% EV, but now we realize that as a core philosophy of us, we believe in Toyota production system, as I was talking to you earlier as well. And in Toyota production system, it is a demand-driven production. Means we don't manufacture the car which we want. We manufacture car which customer wants. So in India is a big economy and it is going to be a very big economy in near future. We are talking about 3 trillion crossing to $5 trillion economy. There are multiple customers with a varied need. So keeping that philosophy in mind, we are now talking about a multi-pathway approach led by electrification. That means we will definitely have electric car where single source of power will be the battery. Side by side, we will have multiple other options available for the customer. Like we will be having hybrid, we will be having hydrogen as an alternative fuel, we will be having like fuel cell vehicle, hydrogen, we will be having other ICs model also, so that customer can choose and we will offer what they need, not offer what we can produce. The entire automobile industry is going through a complete change. We call it change in a millennium. When that horse cart has changed to automobile fast, that kind of change is happening. Many new technologies are coming, research are going on, a faster adoption of alternative source of energy for the car is happening. Whether it will 100% transform into EV or not, I don't know. But definitely there will be future with multiple newer technology. EV will be one of the major among them, that much I can say. I believe, although I do not have, or Lexus doesn't have any immediate EV to offer, but every technological shift, we need to give some time. I think government doing a massive work on that, and that's why you can see the numbers are going up, people are adopting EVs, infrastructure is taking space. But a little patience we all should have to allow this technology to settle down. Things will improve. Things have improved over a time. The things which 3 years, 4 years back, now things have drastically changed, improved much. So I believe we need to be little patient and give all the authorities that time to settle down everything.
The Bharat Mobility Global Expo saw a great emphasis on EVs. Now, EVs have witnessed a staggering growth in India, despite which Maruti Suzuki made a rather late entry in India's EV market. We caught up with Partho Banerjee, Head of Marketing and Sales, Maruti Suzuki, to know exactly why.
It's a pure EV-born platform product which we have launched, and we are committed to the Indian customers that in the next 5 years we will come in with another 5 models. When we start selling this product, we will surely send it for that testing and we will let you know what the ratings are.
Yeah,
It has got the 7 airbags, it has got a dash, so whatever safety features anyone is offering it, we are offering a 1 notch higher actually.
The expo's horizon was way beyond EVs, and Republic Auto, in a conversation with Jatin Ahuja, founder and MD Boy Toyz, got a glimpse of the growing demand for pre-owned luxury cars in India.
So what we are doing as far as our industry goes over the last, I would say 5 years, this is the best I have seen in my 21 years of my career. And आने वाले 10 साल सिर्फ हमारे हैं. We are going to do a lot of numbers, and if the pace remains same, we are going to be the best as far as the world goes. I think we are 6th or 7th largest in the world. We'll be definitely doing much better now, yeah. लास्ट ईवी में 3-4 साल में जो ग्रोथ हुई है वो बहुत अच्छी हुई है, और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर आई वुड नॉट से स्लोली एंड ग्रेजुअली बहुत फास्ट पेस पे कोप अप कर रहा है, बिकॉज ऑफ कोर्स वी आर अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल, सो इटली ऑफ कोर्स द इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर ऑफ कोर्स इज whatever is needed is quite a lot, so it takes time, but yeah, definitely pace is good, and very happy with the way our country is progressing as far as the EV infrastructure is concerned. So earlier, when it comes to the EV industry, the biggest issue was the range. So the range was not as what people desired. Now the range is improving and the resale values of these EV products is improving. So I think with the resale values going up and acceptability being there, I think this is the right time for EV. See, customer is more aware now, and wherever he sees a value in a transaction, he's going ahead. So that stigma which used to be there in a pre-owned or a pre-loved car is not there anymore. So I think great improvement and opening up of minds of people, to go ahead with whatever makes more value sense. Basically, it's a more value proposition, and whatever makes more value or more sense, people are going ahead with that.
Apart from car launches and EV fervor, the expo featured one of India's prominent brands, DC Cars, known for luxury automotive customization, founded by Dilip Chhabria. Republic Auto spoke to Chhabria, who talked about the potential growth of luxury automotive segment.
Now we are the third largest producer of vehicles. That's a big achievement, and going forward we will become the second largest producer of vehicles in the next 10 years, I presume. The biggest change is that first, we as Indian customers were getting vehicles which are 10 years old, discarded by the West or discontinued by the West. Today we are getting current. What is launched in the West, we are getting it here. I foresee in the next 2-3 years, much like iPhones, you will first get it in India and then you'll get it in the West. So that's a big sea change. I think beyond that, this government's emphasis on creating a vibrant automotive scene is really helpful, because when being electric, the entry barrier has come down. So therefore, not many entrepreneurs can become automakers. So that's a huge change because of the government's taxation policy. It's very, very favorable to electric cars. So because of the the electric power plant costing is now at par with the ICE engines, and going forward in the next 1 or 2 years, I believe they will be cheaper than the ICE engines. So that's a fantastic boon. Beyond that, the government's taxation policy is so favorable to electric vehicles, because the government is interested in reducing the dependence on fossil fuels, and the taxation is 1/10 of the ICE engines. So with these two in mind, as the charging infrastructure improves, the electric vehicles in the next 5 to 10 years will be 40-50% of the vehicle configuration. So that's a huge growth. Charging stations and chargers will keep on evolving. There are a lot of companies who have really set in motion that business plan. Much like in America, where the interstate highways are built because of the pressure on automobiles on the road, because the production became so much. So governments had to act. Here also, I think, is the same situation. The customer will force the charging stations. The government will force the manufacturers to increase their production rate. On the second question of yours, is the electric SUV that we have launched here, which is going to see the roads in the next 12 to 18 months. It's full electric, 650 horsepower, 110 kilowatt battery, and 0 to 100 in 4 seconds. It's an extreme SUV, as you can see from the visuals.
Spreading its wings further, German automotive major Skoda made its presence felt with the launch of the new Superb. Republic Auto caught up with Piyush Arora, MD, Volkswagen Group Sales India, on customer trends and Skoda VW collaboration.
The industry has little bit moderated the growth, but the areas which are very clearly coming out, which are growing, is in terms of customer perception. Customer is looking more at body styling of cars which are more SUV and crossover driven than what was the case in the past, which was more hatchback and notchback driven. Apart from that, there is a premiumization expectation from the customer. So customer is looking at adding more value into their cars, including high tech, including advanced features which are globally available, are what customers are expecting and requiring from their product. I do see, apart from that, also driven by the environmental concerns, there is definitely for fuel efficiency as well as for alternate powertrains like electric vehicles are gaining customer preferences at this point in time. Of the almost 2.5 decades of different organizations and different brands which are present, we have always focused, apart from innovation and bringing in new technologies into the Indian market, we have always for alternate powertrains like electric vehicles are gaining customer preferences at this point in time. Of the almost 2.5 decades of different organizations and different brands which are present, we have always focused, apart from innovation and bringing in new technologies into the Indian market, we have always focused on partnership with our partners downstream and upstream, building our people in the organization. So if you see today, we have a very high network of almost 500 touch points across India across our 5 brands, and these are our partners who help us in the retail network to sell our products. But at the same time, we have more than 150 supplier partners who are also helping us to develop products in India, to be able to make them competitive in India, but also give us opportunity for exporting those cars out of India. In the space of product development, we have also established a lot of engineering partners in the country, which has helped us to evolve and locally develop cars which we can then successfully sell not only in India but also globally. Volkswagen Group for addressing the climate change has very clearly laid down its strategy in terms of electrification. So we are focusing on electrification of our fleet globally. Our product portfolio, almost 8 to 9% of 9 million cars which we sell globally across our brands are electric vehicle. And we want to also, we also believe that the same trend will evolve even in India, and we are going to take Indian approach step by step. So we already started bringing our global product as fully built up units. So as in the motor show you would have seen, Porsche is launching 2 new electric vehicles, the electric Macan as well as the new electric Taycan. Apart from that, Audi already has brought in the e-tron range of cars into the country, which are successfully selling in the country. But at the same time, we are also looking at opportunities of bringing other brands through this route. Once we have seen which product is more attractive for the Indian market, we would look at the opportunity of locally assembling them. But at the same time, we will also look at, by turn of the decade, that we have a fully developed Indian vehicle which we can then sell in the premium volume segment in the country.
IPO-bound Greaves Electric Mobility Limited is all excited about its D Street debut. On the sidelines of the expo, K. Vijayakumar, ED and CEO of Greaves Electric Mobility, gave us a glimpse of the company's glittering new EV motorcycle.
Motorcycle is something which a consumer rides. He doesn't sit on it, he rides a motorcycle. Scooter is something which he sit on it, right? So that's the first thing. Motorcycle is in the head. So it's a very passionate purchase. He sees personality in the motorcycle he buys. Second is it's used for relatively larger distances. People with an average would like to do a 130, 120, 150 kilometer. The upward of that, closer to 200. The third is the power and the initial pickup required is very different. Now to house all of that into a battery and to get it into a viable proposition to compete with an ICE vehicle is the challenge which I think the industry is grappling with. And it has reached certain, couple of products which has been recently launched. So that's the journey which is traveling. And it will need substantial investments in R&D, technology, product for it to reach where it is. So I think that's the journey. And I see the industry catching up in the next 2-3 years on that. Commendable job by Government of India in terms of the road infrastructure. The ministry and the government, they're working, their kilometers which we are building a day, I think is exceptional work. So I don't think industry has any complaints on the roads and the way that whole infrastructure is fast charging. Now it depends on use cases and it depends on the initial investment which you're putting in. Different manufacturers have different roadmaps to it. We are more towards fast charging. Means a consumer today buys a battery, and if he's able to get a 30 minutes, 15 minutes or 45 minutes fast charge, and that tops up the battery by beyond 60-70%, I think that serves the purpose till he reaches evening in a different place where he can charge. So that's the second piece of it. The third piece of it is after sales service. So the whole EV ecosystem has to reach the same level as much that of an ICE engines. The only problem is they took 40 years or 4 decades to get where they are. We need to do it in maybe half a decade. So that penetration of availability of spare parts, availability of service, and building that capability and talent across India for servicing these vehicles is the challenge. And that's what I think the government, industry, and all the bodies are working towards it. So we're very confident we should be able to get there in the next, I would say, 3 to 5 years.
If you want to catch up with all the electrifying action live at Bharat Mandapam, the Bharat Mobility Global Expo 2025 is open till January 22. For more exciting auto updates, stay tuned to Republic Auto and Republic Business.
Amity has been ranked India's #1 private university.